What's up? This is your boy Alex, and I haven't been making no YouTube videos as of lately because I've been busy. I have to change jobs because my dishwasher job, they hit me with some bad news last week that I'm gonna get one more paycheck, and then after that, you got to go back out and look for a new job. So I know y'all probably like, damn, Alex, this is the second time that you that lost a job or a job just went belly up. Well, it's the market. And sometimes you don't know what the market's going to bring. So that's why it's always good to always look on Indeed.com and see which jobs are available. That's not what this YouTube video is about. Because you know me, I always find a way to get back into the game. Today's YouTube video is something that pickup artists and dating coaches don't want to talk about in their 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour pickup artist seminars. And that is, we're going to call the name of this video, Sex Game, Women You Like and Women That Don't Like You. Now, I know that's like a long title for the video. By the time this video is finished, I might change the name of the title to something that's short. Because I know y'all be like, man, why you got to name this big, long title, Alex? Sometimes that's just how the videos in my head come out. Now, all of us can relate the time that when we were in high school and we were in college that there were a lot of women that we found physically, sexually attractive. And about 99.999% of the time, these women did not like us back. You were in high school, college, at work, at the gym. I talked about it in the YouTube video called Sex Game, the four seasons, right? And in that video, I broke it down that if it's spring and summer, that's where I get the most respect and the most attention from women. And then if it's winter or fall, very little to no respect and no attention. And I was talking about all of my experiences, good and bad. And most of y'all loved the video because most of y'all could relate to that. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about a concept that they throw around in movies, television, and you hear it a lot in the real world, but I don't think too many people make a video about it. If they do, they usually explain 50% of it, and the rest of it's never explained. You've heard this old saying. Some of you are millennials, and I'm not trying to pick on y'all millennials, but y'all remember those old X-Men films with Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier, not the one with James McAvoy, but the original X-Men trilogy of 3 films. In X-Men 2, there was a scene where the old Magneto said to this security guard, never ever fall in love with a woman that's, even if she's interested in you. And I started to think, and that was just one movie. Then there was another movie that said it, but they said it different. And it got me thinking, if I had a time machine and I went back to the time when I was in high school and college and I thought long and hard, there were at least maybe 15, maybe even 20 women out of maybe 50 that I could say that never found me physically, sexually attractive, and I couldn't accept the reality or the nature of that. And I'm here to try to explain to you guys from the age of 18 to 29. Of course, I'm going to extend the age limit to 18 to 35, and I might even go as far as to say 40 years of age, because I know some people are going to say, hey man, I'm 40, what about me? And that is, sometimes in life, some women are for whatever reasons, explain or not explain, they don't like you. But I want to talk about what happens if it's a woman you don't find physically, sexually attractive, and how do you go about or how do you handle it? I think sometimes we shoot ourselves in the foot. I really think we do. You might go to the gym and you might get hit on by a fat white woman or a fat black woman that's probably 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, or even worse than that, 300 pounds, and you'd be like, I don't want no woman that big. But for reasons explained or not explained, she find you physically, sexually attractive. But you don't find her physically, sexually attractive. Then there's another girl at the gym that you do find physically, sexually attractive, but she don't like you at all. And no matter what you say, no matter what you try, it never works. You try for 3 months, 6 months, you try for a year, and you get nowhere. Next you know, it's 2 years, it's 3 years, it's 4, it's 5. Before you know, it's 10 years later that you've tried this and it's never worked. And I have a strong suspicion about that. I believe that the pickup artists and the dating coaches are at fault here because they keep telling you to date women that are 8s, 9s, and 10s, right? And I come to the conclusion the only way you can get somebody like a Kim Kardashian or a Megan Good or a Megan Fox or a Scarlett Johansson, especially Scarlett Johansson and Jennifer Lawrence, is if you're rich and famous. Think about it. You can't work at no McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell or Carl's Jr. or at Foot Locker at the mall and think you're going to holler at Lori in London. It's just not going to happen. I mean, Lori in London might come in the Culver City Mall maybe once or twice, a blue moon. Might buy maybe 5 pairs of tennis shoes and go shop at Victoria's Secrets or whatever store that women shop at. And here you come in, Lori in London, what's up, girl? And she be like, get away from me. Got 5 bodyguards. What's up, homie? What's up? Get banged on by the security guard. I mean, I'm just trying to explain, I'm starting to think, what if when you were born, that it was already predetermined that there is one group of women you're just not meant to get, and then there's another group of women that you are meant to get, and I believe it has something to do with your genetics. Like most of us don't want to admit it that we got something in our genetics that's great and fantastic. Most of us can play sports. Most of us are just born athletically gifted to play basketball, football, baseball, run track. We can box, we can wrestle, we can do martial arts. And then some of us are good at reassessing situations that others have a hard time reassessing. And then some of us just naturally can physically, sexually attract any woman, no matter what, young or old, black or white. And then there are some of us, for whatever reason, no matter what we do, we get 2 jobs or 3 jobs, just can't seem to get that woman's attention. Now, the reason why I bring this up in the video is because pickup artists and dating coaches do not like to talk about this in their seminars. That if, and it's called your looks match. So we'll probably call it sex game, go after your looks match. Because if I was to call it sex game, women you like and women you don't like you, that's 2 name of a video. So I thought, I've been going around on YouTube talking about looks match. And I said, you know what, I gotta, take my YouTube break. So that's probably why y'all be like, Alex ain't made no videos in almost 2 weeks. And I decided, you know what, they've been talking about looks match. So I thought I would call the video sex game, go after your looks match. And you see, the thing is, it's like this. If you're a 5, right, you can't be going after no woman that's an 8, a 9, or a 10. Because if you ain't got no house, if you ain't got no apartment, you ain't got no car, why are you trying to approach women that are 8s, 9s, and 10s, right? If you're not in athletic shape, why are you trying to pursue women that are 8s, 9s, and 10s? Women that are 8s, 9s, and 10s want a guy that's got a house, an apartment, a car, he got a job, he work out, he look good, he dress good, he smell good. There's a lot of requirements when trying to pursue women that are 8s, 9s, and 10s. And this is something that the pickup artists and the dating coaches intentionally, deliberately leave out on purpose in their 2-hour, 3-hour, 4-hour lectures. I don't care if they say, come to my consult in Las Vegas or Miami or New York and come see pickup artist blah, blah, blah in 3 days. You could go there for 3 days and get 9 hours out of 3 days, and it's not going to help you get no 8, 9, or 10. And I feel like that a lot of men are getting misleading information. You're wasting your money spending $300, $500, $1,000, $3,000 cash for something that is common sense. You can't pull no woman like Jennifer Lawrence, Scarlett Johansson, or Megan Fox, or Megan Good, or Lori in London if you ain't got looks, money, and status. That's 99.99% real and accurate. And I don't care if any pickup artist or dating coach tries to challenge that theory, they will lose every single time. That's like trying to challenge the theory what killed the dinosaurs. You know, we all know it was a fact that it was a meteor or an asteroid from outer space. It came down on Earth and killed the dinosaurs, and then we were out of that. Here we came. That's basically what that's trying to argue. The fact that dinosaurs weren't killed by an asteroid, they were killed by something else. You can say the Ice Age, but the giant rock caused the Ice Age to kill the dinosaurs. That is fact. And fact is, you cannot get beautiful, attractive women that are eights, nines, and tens if you ain't got looks, money, and status. If you ain't trying to buy no new clothes, no new shoes, you ain't trying to get a better job, a better car, you ain't trying to get a better house or an apartment, you ain't gonna be getting no eights or no nines or no tens knocking at your door saying, take me out to lunch and dinner or for a cup of coffee. Because we live in a world where the internet controls the sex dating market. If you know how to use Tinder, great, fantastic. If you know how to go on Love Me Cupid, great, fantastic. But some guys don't know how to get on the websites and get what they want. Some guys get told by women on the internet, you got bad hygiene. Like, I'm going to tell you one of the big no-nos in a Sunday video called The Nightclub versus Online Dating. One of the big no-nos is don't ever take pictures in your room and it's dirty and filthy. Because even if you can get the attention of an average or below average looking woman and she sees it, guess what's going to happen? She can only imagine what you would look like in person, right? So now your chances of meeting a woman off the internet are now flushed down the toilet. You just killed 90 to 95% of sexual attraction like that in 30 seconds or less. Because all your pictures tell her what she needs to need, good or bad. Even if you clean your room up the very next day, your chances are still gone. Because all it takes is that one time to mess up. It happened to me like 4 times 10 years ago. And I had a friend of mine who looked at my post and he told me, bruh, next time don't be having photos of your room messed up because any woman see that. Black women, white women, Mexican women, Asian women, they ain't getting you the time of day. Same thing if you try show a car, right? I'm gonna show you how cold-blooded this was. A guy tried to show his car on Facebook and a whole bunch of women clowned and made fun of him because he was trying to stand in front of his car like they do in the rap videos, and what they were making fun of was not the car, because it was a pretty nice, good-looking car. He spent a lot of money for that car. That's not what they were making fun of. What they were making fun of is that he was short, and they were cracking jokes like the car bigger than this guy. That's why I gotta make the video. This one, we're sticking to your looks match. Now, if you're a 5, you gotta go after women that are 5s. So if you got a fat gut, you can't be talking about I want a woman that's an 8, a 9, or a 10, and you got a fat gut. And I didn't make these rules up. These rules were here before I was born, and these rules will still be here when I'm gone. If you're a 5, you got to date women that are 5. If you're a 6, you got to date a woman that's a 6. If you're a 7, you got to date a woman that's a 7. If you're an 8, you got to date a woman that's an 8. Now, can you graduate from a 5 to a 6 to a 7 to an 8? The answer is yes. I made that video called Sex Game, What's Your Number Part 1 and Part 2. So in that video, it goes into a lot of history. But the reason why I'm talking about your looks match is because there's a difference between your number and your looks match. See, I explained the number, but what I never explained in Part 1 and Part 2 of that video is what factor into what number you are. So you can consider this like a Part 3. If you got a fat gut, you're going to have to go to the gym and get rid of that fat gut, or accept the fact that women are not going to be talking to you with that fat gut. If you got a broken chipped tooth, I know something from personal experience. You got one tooth broken or two tooth broken, either you get that fixed or you accept the fact that women are going to be looking at you funny looking every time you smile and say hi, and she'll be like, oh no. So if you don't want that, you might have to fix that. Another thing that you probably might want to consider, hygiene. Now, I already made a video about it, but I'm probably going to make a part two because I was going to talk about the showers. I think that a lot of guys don't understand that when they buy shower gels and they jump in the shower, they don't realize that some of these body wash, some of these showers, they don't work unless you take a shower. And then they have ones that you can bathe in it, and then there's no telling if it works or not. And then I got to explain what's the difference between the ones that have a scent and the ones that don't have a scent. So I probably might make part two about the colognes and the body sprays and how you can tell you're being ripped off plenty of money. Because there's stuff that pickup artists and dating coaches don't talk about. They'll say, get some colognes, get some body sprays, get some deodorants, and you buy them, and then you wonder why you ain't getting no woman to smile at you when you put the stuff on. Yeah, and it's because that's a marketing strategy to make you spend money, and you spend the money, and then you get ripped off. So that'd be a video for that. Now, here's why I'm getting to the looks. What makes this video different from part one and part two of Sex Game, What's Your Number? Is that in part one and part two, I was talking about the math and the science of, from a scale from 1 to 10, what number of ratio you fall under. Now we're going to talk about what factors into you being a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9, a 10. If you got a fat gut, you're probably a 4 or a 5. If you got a fat gut, you're either a 4 or a 5. If you are a 6 and you're starting to lose the gut, then you're a 6. If you're a 7 and 1 minute you go up and down in weight, then you're probably a 6.5 to a 7 if you're going up and down in weight. If you're an 8 and you look like you got muscle and you're ripped, you're probably an 8, between an 8. I'm talking about as far as looks now. Now we're bringing in what looks match is. You have to look like the number. See, there's a difference between saying I'm a 6 and then people look at you and say you don't look like a 6, you look like a 4. That I never talked about in part 1 or in part 2 of the video. So if you don't look like a 6 when you describe yourself a 6 in person or on online dating, that can hurt you tremendously. I've seen guys in the past 7 years tell women on Facebook that they're a 7, and then when the woman sees them in person, the woman be like, okay, I'm out of here, bye-bye, see you later. But I didn't even get to say my name. So if you say you're a 5, you have to look like you're a 5. If you say you're a 6, you have to look like you're a 6. If you say you're a 7, you have to look like a 7. If you say you're an 8 or a 9, you have to look like an 8 or a 9. Most guys be trying to lie about what number they are, and then when the woman sees them in person, the woman be like, you're nothing what you describe on the internet or on the phone. And I know some guys, you want to say women do it too. Okay, women do it too, but what I've noticed is there's a difference. A woman might be in a situation where she didn't fix her hair, so at the time of her taking the picture, her hair was messed up, so it made her go from a 10 to an 8. And then when she fixed her hair up, she looked like a 10. Guys, on the other hand, because we be so stuck on trying to get the attention, we don't be realizing what we be doing wrong a lot of times. So basically what I'm trying to say in a nice way is know your looks match. Now somebody might say, what if my looks match reject me? Oh, you'd be surprised. I've spoken to at least 2 or 3 women, maybe 4 women, that were either my looks match or close to my looks match, and they rejected me. You will get that, but that shouldn't discourage you. Now, the reason why I'm saying looks match is because if you tell somebody you're a 6, you have to look like the part. A lot of guys lie and say, I'm a 7, I'm an 8, I'm a 9. And then the girl will be like, you ain't no 7, you ain't no 8, you ain't no 9. And you see, the reason why I'm saying it is because the pickup artists and the dating coach don't talk about your looks match. All they say is have some confidence and have some game. Confidence and game ain't gonna help you if your looks match ain't up to date, okay? Like when you go to a job interview, and this is a prime example on how you should be understanding the math and science of your looks match. When you go to work for a job interview, do you just put on a pair of clothes and go to the interview? No. You're going to put on the dress shirt, the tie, the sweater, and the dress pants and the dress shoes, because that's going to make them say, okay, this man is serious. This man's determined to show me that he wants to work here. Now, you may not have the experience or the qualifications at all. You may not be nothing that they're looking for. But the fact that you came to the interview on time and you were serious and you was ready lets them know that you're determined to get a job. And they might say, you know what, we gonna give you the job because you put in the effort. Now that don't mean you're an 8, that don't mean you're a 9 or a 10. That means you showed up, you dressed, you impressed them, they like something about you, and at the same time they also see improvement. So think about it. When you go to the gym, do you go to the gym in your work clothes or do you put your gym clothes on? No, you match the gym by putting on a sweatpants, a tank top, a white workout shirt. When you go to work, you put on your work clothes. When you go play basketball, you put on your basketball clothes. When you go home for the night, you put on your go to sleep clothes. You supposed to match the situation of what you're adapting to is the point of this video. And pickup artists and dating coaches are not going to tell you that. They're just going to tell you have some game, have some confidence, go out there, and you'll be fine. I don't care if you go to the library, you ain't getting no play if you don't rise to the level of your looks match. You can go to the library and get shot down. You can go to the dentist, the doctor, and get rejected. You can go to the mall and get rejected because you're not working on your looks match. And you see, the pickup artists and the dating coaches, they practice everything. They hygiene, they trim their beard, they get their hair cut, they go work out at the gym. And then the stuff that they do, they tell you not to go do it, but they go to the gym. All those pickup artists, they're in athletic shape. They're not, Captain America. They're not Thor. They're not the Hulk. But they're in better athletic shape than the guys who pay them money. So you can't be taking everything that they say at face value because a lot of times they're just lying to you. They stay in shape because they know if they can attract their looks match or better, they can get the girl by looking good, by smelling good, dressing good, making more money, getting a better job. They tell you not to focus on none of that stuff and just have some game and some confidence. The game ain't gonna help you and the confidence ain't gonna help you if the girl keep picking at your looks level. She picks at your looks level, that means you need to work on your looks match. The confidence will raise to the next level if your looks match are going up. Your looks match is going down, your confidence is going down. Think of it as putting gas in the car. The car don't go nowhere, there ain't no gas. Well, you won't advance to the next level if you don't put no work into yourself. The pickup artist and the dating coach tell you not to put no work into yourself because it's a reverse concept. And want to know, do you know what they're doing? And if you can catch on to what they're doing, then they'd be like, oh, that's one guy I can't trick. But they'd be able to trick anywhere from 15,000 to maybe 30,000 people a year because they tell you, oh, it ain't about your looks. Oh, it ain't about money and status. And yes, it too is. I'm just trying to break it down to where you can understand it. Everybody's making YouTube videos about looks match, and I just thought I need to break it down to where people can understand. Don't be talking about I'm a 5 and I want Lori in London. That ain't gonna work. When your teeth messed up, Lori in London gonna be like, get away from me. I'm just trying to explain to you what's gonna happen. Because there's a lot of misleading information on YouTube, and people are just gonna say stuff because they know it's popular, and they don't really give you the actual lowdown. You can go after a woman, and I'm being serious here. I'm not trying to be an a-hole. You can go after a woman that's 300 pounds, 400 pounds out of pure desperation. And if you don't look like you a 7 or an 8, that fat woman that's 300 pounds, 400 pounds, bye-bye, see you later. Because a lot of guys be saying go after the girl that's fat. A lot of these fat women could be hypergamous too. Just because a woman fat, they don't mean they ain't got no standards, okay? I've met some fat white women, some fat Latino women that have told me in the past to other guys, I got standards. You think just because I'm fat that don't mean that? Trust me, I've seen some plus size women that will hurt your feelings. Cause a lot of guys get told, "Oh, man, just go after the fattest girl you see." That used to work back when I was in high school. You can go after the biggest fat woman and everything was cool. Now in 2019, you got even with a fat girl, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, you got to have your looks match. So that's something that they be leaving out in these videos. They be leaving all the important stuff out and be focusing on hot, attractive women like Jennifer Lawrence, Scarlett Johansson, Megan Good. But yeah, even a woman 300 pounds, 400 pounds is gonna want you to match to look like your looks match. Same thing if you try to be funny and think I'm gonna go date older women. I've seen some older women destroy guys in their 20s and 30s because they be thinking go after the 35, 40, 50-year old woman. And the older woman be like, "Oh hell, you got to put some work into yourself." I've seen it, not just on the internet, but in person. I've even tried it when I was in high school. I thought I could step up to a 40-year-old woman when I was desperate, and I got destroyed, okay? All my friends laughed at me, all my friends clowned me, recorded it. Back then, we didn't even have Facebook yet, but you can imagine if it was on Facebook, I would have got clowned more. So don't be thinking because these guys say, "Oh, just go after the older woman or go after the biggest woman you can find." That don't always 100% work. Okay? It might work for me if I'm desperate. Go after a woman that's 300 pounds, 400 pounds. But you try it, you might get pepper spray, you might get taser, you might get the cops called on you because you don't look like your looks match. So, this video is already longer than it has to be. Until then, peace.